Hi folks, Simon and Mabel again, out around Underbank. Mabel, come on. Oh, just a bit. Come on. Come on.
Slow down and walk.
Oh dear. So this is on Oaks Lane. Oh bloody hell. Wet through. Soaking now. Oh well. Just coming up down the road. So we've got a number of storms passed over. We've just had Eunice, and now I think we're getting the edge of another one. Got the name of it. Franklin, that's right, Franklin. Storm Franklin. So I've come along Oaks because I know the water down on Underbank, on the paths, is just absolutely sodden. So come up here, come here, Mabel, come here. Good girl, stay there, stay there, stay there. Stay there. Good girl, good girl. Come on, jumping at cars, be silly. Goodness me. That's one thing with this long lead I've noticed with her, rather than the short lead, even though I've got her in tight. You start jumping up at cars, passing cars. That's something that's just really...
Start running.
Right, so I'm back onto me. My app. So I'm going up a hill here, so I'll just go very steady. As you can hear from me constantly clearing my throat. It's not particularly pleasant. Oh dear. Down to the bottom of Midupstones. We've come down to the weir on the Little Don. Once its traffic's clear, we'll go around and have a look at it. So much water's coming down. Straight into this garden. It's just actually floodplain anyway. See this garden. The traffic on the roads this morning, it is wonderful. Oh, look at that. Really hot under here. Let's caught people's imagination, this wind and rain, this storm. And Mabel didn't, she's giddy today. Earlier on in the video I did have to shout at her quite sternly because she's over giddy because she didn't have a run yesterday at all.
Start running.
So I'm keen to run. So I'm just going to walk fast because we're near the road. Just bear with me. again. That's probably gone off in my pocket. Yeah, we just crossed the Manchester Road. They've closed it actually. That's why there's lots of traffic on the Mid-Upstones Road. And water everywhere, so it must be a tree down or heavy flooding. Oh, there's water coming down this path and somebody's put some barriers there to try and divert it down into that stream. And the Yorkshire Water guys are out all over the place trying to sort this issue out.
Slow down and walk.
Have a little look at this area because it looks like, yeah, it goes down. Mabel, come in. Got a big sinkhole there, it goes straight down underneath the road. Oh dear. Yeah, just touching on what I was just saying there, she's very giddy today with a storm yesterday. Oh gosh, she just didn't want to go out even to do a wee and poo in the garden. She really didn't. I had to take her out a few times, but the wind was fierce and the rain, of course, mainly the wind, but it rained then in the afternoon, really heavy, so she didn't get a run at all, which is very unusual. So yeah, she's extra giddy today. So we're back up onto the old railway line above Mid-Up. So hopefully further down we'll be able to see what's closed the Manchester Road. Yeah, there's massive floods here over Manchester Road, both sides of the road. So I'm guessing that's not it. It's closed the whole road. But there may well have been an accident and then obviously trees down while they clear them. This is a big main arterial route over to Manchester, coming over to Sheffield and Leeds, this way joining the M&A1. So to have that closed on a Monday morning must be something pretty serious. And I'm supposed to be jogging again.
Slow down and walk.
I'm going to go up through the woods and make sure she gets a real good walk today. Oh dear. So the wind's dropped quite a bit, so I wouldn't normally walk in a woodland in a storm, but this is mild. There's hardly any movement on the trees at the moment. We do get some big gusts and we'll get into an open clearing as quickly as possible. Make sure we don't get hit by anything. See, I'm feeling good today. I feel well. But yesterday I was just very lethargic with no headache. But Saturday, head cold again. I seem to be picking everything up. I started with a cold, but luckily it doesn't seem to have lasted too long. Come on, mate. But at the moment my immunity is really low. I'm wearing masks still when I go in the shops, even though there's no legal requirement. Mabel, come on, come on. Yeah, just to keep down on the spread, and obviously if I've got anything, I'm going to pass anything on. But I think that's going to be the norm for me from now on, because I'm going to wear the masks out in public, shops and those sorts of areas where there's lots of people congregating. Most of our shops locally that I go in, there's very few people, but it's busy enough.
Start running.
Right, I'm still on a hill, so I'm just going to walk quickly. I was talking to somebody yesterday about the deer. He's a local guy He's actually a falconer. He works up in Scotland 7 months of the year, and he lives on my road. I'd heard about him, but the first time I had a proper chat with him, out walking his spaniel, and he's seen 4 deer over here as well, like me. So it must be an area. And he said he's lived here a long time and he'd not seen them before, so it must be an area that they've started spending a lot more time in. And he confirmed that he thought they were roe deer. Just beautiful being in the forest after heavy rain. Gives it a whole new feel. The air's very fresh. And one thing I find after having lots of infection, your body naturally produces a lot of extra mucus, sticky mucus, to try and get rid of the infection. But that can just lay about in your lungs, make your breathing very laboured. So getting out into fresh open air and doing a little bit of exercise really can help clear things out a bit.
Slow down and walk.
Well, I'm walking anyway for now. Oh dear. I'll take the top route and get as much time in the wood for Mabel as possible. But yeah, she's been a bit extra giddy on this long lead. Even though I've got her in tight, she still seems to have the impression that she can jump up at passing cars, which seems to be quite a new thing with her increasing strength and being on the long lead, even though she's in tight. So she had a very scolding from me earlier on, quite a scolding, because I wanted to realise that it just isn't acceptable. But she's giddy. And obviously near any cars it's the owner's responsibility, not the dog's. Go on. So like I always say, this off-lead stimulation is essential for these types of breeds. You know, they don't just want a bit of running in a park. They've got to be off the lead to get that stimulation they need. And you'll have a much happier Vizsla, Weimaraner, short hair pointer, wire hair pointer, whatever you gun dog type breed, working dog breed you have.
Start running.
You'll have a much happier dog. But obviously in storm conditions, they have to stay in. So just like you, so I was bored out of my brains yesterday. You can tell she was, but she's pretty good. We entertained her with toys, and she realised that the weather condition was poor anyway, so I don't think she would have wanted to have gone out. So this is me just increasing my walking pace, really. I'll pause it a minute. So what I've done, I've double back on myself through Sheephouse Wood on the lower path, because I know if I can continue on the middle path after being on the higher path further down to the wooden steps, I'm straight back down to the road there. So this has actually added an extra, hopefully an extra 20 minutes to make sure that Mabel's getting plenty of exercise, well, and me as well. Make sure she's out for as long as possible, because if it starts again later on with the storm, then will not be out again. I've left the ducks and the hens in the garage just to keep them warm in this heavy storm. Of course, that will need a really good clean out in there as the weather dries up. I'll fetch everything out anyway and clean it down, but they just go roosting in there and keep them nice and warm, and they're well fed. Come on now. Yes, it's glorious at the moment. The storm seems to have abated. And if I could feel this energetic every day, then I'd be happy enough. But it just hasn't been that way for a while. It's something I've had to get used to. I've been applying for jobs and I've had one interview just a few days ago, so I just have to wait for the closing date, which is, I think, in about a week's time. Hopefully we'll find out.
Start running.
Ooh, hey babe. There she goes. I'm off running again.